Oh yeah, it's time for another episode of We Love Comics, the show where we love comics, and you should too. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about the new books for May the 3rd and May the 4th be with you. I am Obi-Wan Vactor, and I'm joined by Anakin Seaberry. Seaberry, how's it going?
Man, I want to be the main DeLorean.
All right, we're going to change it up.
I'm the main DeLorean.
All right, I'm Vactor Shan, and you're the main DeLorean. Let's switch it up, Seaberry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, this week is we had a little bit of a scheduling conflict. The only books we were able to get to was the new DC books on Tuesday and the catch-up books that I've been doing. I'm doing my Amazing SpiderMan catch-up, so that's what I've been reading. And Seaberry got a chance to read Hardware Season Season 1, number 5. Yeah, Seaberry.
But also, before we get into that, y'all know what time it is. New figure alert. Hey. Hey.
Yeah, Seaberry.
That is a Marvel Legends Sleepwalker. It is the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness wave. I don't believe he is in the movie, but sometimes they'll be like, all right, let's pad the wave with a few other people.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. This week is the week of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Seaberry. I know you're seeing it. I'm seeing it. So actually, we can also do a review of it next week on We Love Comics. We can hear all about Seaberry's thoughts on Doctor Strange number 2.
Yeah, I'm down.
I can't wait.
Yep.
Oh, Seaberry, I got a new figure as well.
What you got, homie?
This is an Amazon exclusive. It came up on the Amazon Treasure Truck. I don't know if you've gotten anything off the Treasure Truck, Seaberry.
I have not.
It showed up on my phone. I said, all right, I got to get it. I got the Mangaverse SpiderMan Funko Pop. So this is the Spider Manga Spider-Man, and that's why his eyes are so big. I was very happy to get this beyond amazing pop, courtesy of the Treasure Truck.
Oh, sir, I know about the
Yes.
Mangaverse Spider-Man.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Seaberry.
I want Spider-Man because there's a Spider-Man Funko as well.
Oh.
You know, I love the Japanese Spider-Man, and the tea is that he's supposed to be in the next Spider-Verse movie.
Ooh-wee.
That's the tea out in these nerd streets.
Yes. You know, there is a very good documentary on Disney Plus where they interview a lot of the original cast from that 1978. Yes, I love that documentary. Marvel 616 is the name of the documentary. Very good. If anybody has not checked it out, I was a fan back in the day, Seaberry, because anything, this is before the MCU. This is me and Seaberry predate the MCU, and live action superhero stuff was hard to come by. So when you got it, you held on tight. So I was also a fan of SpiderMan.
Well,
very good.
I would hear about it, but still I've only seen a handful of episodes and I've watched it on YouTube. I keep waiting on Marvel to finally give it an official release, subtitle dub. I was at Dragon Con once in my life. This guy had it, like a little bootleg. I should have just bought it. Because I don't feel bad buying bootlegs when it's something that people won't officially bring to America. Because I feel like basically you saying you don't want me to have a real copy.
And I'll just take it.
There you go. I'm like, if you don't want me to, because I'm like, I don't understand why Marvel doesn't like money.
Right.
Because I guarantee you, if they put out an official release of Spider-Man, it will sell.
Oh, yeah. 100%, Seaberry. That is the tea. So each week, whenever Seaberry has some tea, we're always going to talk about it. But Seaberry.
Yes, sir.
What was your thoughts on Hardware Season 1, Number 5.
All right, man. First of all, let's get some credits in here because I believe in credit where it's due. Written by Brandon Thomas, pencils by Dennis Cohen, legendary Dennis Cohen, inks by the legendary Bill Sienkiewicz.
Ooh.
That's some comic book royalty right there. If you don't know, you just Google them names. Do your Google. Color by Chris Sotomayor. Okay. Now, Hardware is one of the original Milestone characters that they had in the early 90s. And it's a similar story. It's Curtis Metcalf. He's taken in by this white inventor, corporate guy, Edwin Alva. He makes all kinds of groovy gadgets and inventions for the guy. Then he finds out there's a lot of funny business going on. He tries to expose him. Edwin Alva frames him. And for most of this series, Hardware has been on the run. And this is the penultimate, the next to last issue. So basically, he sought refuge in his other country, and this guy almost turned him in to Edwin Alva. And Edwin had his people blow up that guy's home, and Hardware and him had to escape, and the guy's a paraplegic, so that made it a little more difficult. And then back in America, he has some operative. He's basically a Madrox, a multiple man clone. He can make several duplicates of himself, and he's terrorizing the woman who worked at the company that Curtis was a little sweet on.
And that's who's on the cover, right?
Well, yes, the cover,
depending on which cover you got.
Multiple man clone guy doing his thing.
Nice.
And let's see. And yeah, so like I said, just a lot of little battling, him getting back to America, and Edwin kind of jams his armor. Yeah, he has armor, kind of like Iron Man.
Hey.
And on the very last page, multiple guy just probably multiplies to his limit. And like, you want Alpha, you got to go through me. And Hardware like, all right, bet. And that's where the book ends.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Just some good stuff, man. As I said, on other editions, I was reading Static back in the 90s, but then I quit. I dropped it because all the X-Men crossovers, and I was using my allowance money to pay for comics. But I was like, all right, something's got to go. Sorry, Static. But I've tried to rectify that. Anytime they bring the characters back, I try to read stuff. Remember they did some Brave and the Bold team up a few years ago. It was like Black Lightning, Static, and Hardware, and I think the Hispanic Blue Beetle. So, and this is season 1. It's going to end with 6, and I assume they're going to take a break. We know Blood Syndicate's about to start their season 1 this month. That's on my pull list, so I will more than likely be talking about that in the not too distant future.
How are you liking this Milestone, I guess, the current revival of it?
The Redux.
Yeah.
Static's still my favorite. I just like Virgil Hawkins. I love that they changed his family dynamic. Like, now his family knows that he's Static, and they're supporting him. I love that Icon is now Icon and Rocket, because it is a partnership. I mean, yes, Icon is super powerful, but he's not quite streetwise, and he needs Rocket there to be like, hey, this is how it goes down in the hood. And I love the dichotomy, because Icon's like a Judge Clarence Thomas type. You gotta pull yourself up by your own bootstraps, and Rocket's over here like, but we can't even afford shoes because we're poor and in the hood.
Hey.
So I like that, man. I just like what they doing. Now I know they're dropping 2 more, I think, this month. One of them seems to be a redux of Zombie, which is another old milestone title. I was like, yeah, that one ain't really grabbing me. But Blood Syndicate, I'll fool with that. Like I said,
yeah,
really still hoping that static film, even if it's on HBO Max, I don't care. I'll take it on HBO Max, man. I just really want that static film. And I know Static and Rocket have kind of been appearing on Young Justice, and I need to. Here's a sad confession. The last time I watched Young Justice was when it was coming on Cartoon Network, the very first 2 seasons. I probably need to get on HBO Max, rewatch those 2, because I remember almost nothing. Then getting the 3 and 4. Like,
I'm the exact same way.
Man, I was, because I'm the DVR king, so like, when it was coming on weekly, I was like, yep. And my brother like, do Young Justice? Let's watch it. Yep. Yeah. But, I think the milestone characters are important. I think representation is important. We've talked about that.
Yep.
And they're kind of inspired by characters, but they're not like, hey, we're filling in for this character that you knew.
Right.
I like it. Now, I need DC to print the crossover. There was a crossover called Worlds Collide back in the 90s where Milestone and DC crossed over. So you had Superman duking it out with Icon and Superboy liking Rocket, but Rocket was pregnant.
Ooh.
Because she like, dude, it's not like, do you not see my belly? It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I keep hoping. They've also published a Milestone compendium that's like a lot of the early issues of these characters. It's like 60 retail, but I've been seeing for 30 and 40 places. I'm going to try to get the wife to give me that for our anniversary.
Yeah.
Yeah,
nice.
Man. Like I said, good stuff. Hardware, looking forward to the conclusion. Like I said, and I'm definitely going to be buying Blood Syndicate from the next wave.
Okay, cool. Now, on our burn, borrow, buy rating scale, what do you give it, C-Ray?
I'd probably give it a borrow. Like, it was good, but it didn't blow me away. But I get it. They were holding back again next to last issue. I assume 6 going to be the blowout. So this was like the setup, but
okay, cool.
6 should deliver.
Yeah. And I have been continuing my Amazing Spider-Man Nick Spencer catch-up, Seabury. I was reading 28 and 29 earlier today. Issue 30 is where the Absolute Carnage tie-in comes in. So I read like half of that crossover at the time that it was coming out, and then I forgot what happened. I fell off. So I'm going to have to probably reread it, see what was going on in Absolute Carnage and Amazing Spider-Man at the same time. Did you read any of that Absolute Carnage when it came out?
Sure, no. I saw
that was
Nick Spencer hurt my feelings deeply when he tried to do that foolish, hey, Captain America was a member of Hydra all along. And I also made me look like a fool. Because if you ever listen to Black Nerd Power, one of the ongoing things between me and Richard Douglas Jones is how he doesn't like Captain America, how he's bothered by the fact that the U.S. answer to Nazi Germany was a blonde-haired, blue-eyed guy who pretty much looks like the Ubermensch that Hitler was talking about. And I'm all like, but dude, Steve Rogers is the best guy. Because he is. If you read comics, he's a really good dude. Then that happened. Now I'm looking like a dummy. I'm looking like an all-day sucker. So,
well,
I just been mad at Nick Spencer ever since. I'll probably get over it someday.
Well, the main Absolute Carnage was written by Donny Cates.
Ooh.
So the Nick Spencer did the tie-in that was on Amazing, but Donny Cates was also doing Venom at the time. So I've been kind of doing a Donny Cates catch-up as well, where I've been going through a bunch of his Image stuff and his Marvel stuff. And I've been listening to his podcast that he does. He has a Substack. So I've been trying to get caught up on Donny Cates stuff because I've loved everything that he's done so far.
He broke my heart.
But another one that broke your heart.
Because he had killed Lockjaw for a minute, man.
Oh, yes. Yes. Like, no! I read, yes.
Not the doggy.
He fooled us all, Seabury. That story was kind of like Black Bolt, or it was like, what if John Wick was in space? That's basically what that story was, where Black Bolt was assassinating people with his voice. Seabury, he was shooting them with his vocal tones.
Oh, see, I didn't know him. I was like, he killed Lockjaw. How dare he?
Yeah, I was reading some interviews with him at that time, and he was talking about like, oh, what can I do to? And I guess they did at the Marvel retreat. He was like, I'm gonna kill Lockjaw, and all the writers were like, no, you get the F out of our house. You can't do this. But Amazing Spider-Man 28 and 29 were not done by Ryan Ottley. It looked like they had some fill-ins. Kev Walker and Francesco Mana filled in for Ryan Ottley, and they were fine. Serviceable. Peter and MJ are going through some stuff. He's teaming up with Boomerang, and it's kind of the end of that storyline with the syndicate, the Sinister Syndicate. Yeah. So that was cool. I liked it. I give it, it's hard for me because Amazing Spider-Man, like I said, is my favorite book. So I'm giving him buys. I liked all of them, even though Ryan Ottley wasn't on the artwork. And I'm going to continue, Seabury. I'm going to try to read at least 5 issues of Amazing Spider-Man every week until I get caught up.
Hey, that's a goal. I hope you get it done. And also, we all have biases, man. Dude, I freaking bought Take On Avengers. You think that's a great book? No, but it looked like a hybrid of Marvel and Tokusatsu. I'm going to buy Avengers Mech Strike, which is a book where every Avenger has a giant robot. Again, I don't think it's going to be well written.
Yeah, Seabury.
I like giant robots. Gotta have, some stuff you just like, man. Something you just love. Like, I still buy Rob Liefeld books. I tend to regret it like that same day, but I do it.
Oh, yeah. So that's going to wrap it up for this episode. A little bit shorter on the lighter side this week because Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is releasing, and we got Free Comic Book Day. Just a ton of stuff going on this week. Super busy with me and Seabury's schedules. So we're going to be coming back next week talking about maybe some of the free comic books that we read and perhaps a review of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Don't forget, you can always check us out on geeksotospeak.com/network. We're part of the Geek So to Speak podcast network, along with the Sandbox Gamers, TREKnological, and Geek So to Speak. Mr. Seabury can also be found over at Cine Sundry on YouTube and Black Nerd Power over on Kazukian. So check them out. And thank you very much for listening to We Love Comics. Don't forget to share us with your friends and family. This is a show where we love comics, and you should too.